Hey, what's up, movie fans? I saw Chappaquiddick this afternoon, directed by John Curran, who did movies like The Painted Veil, The Killer Inside Me, and Stone. Three very interesting movies, different, but one thing that they all have in common, and along with Chappaquiddick, more of a slower pace, slow burn type of film. Based on the real life events following Ted Kennedy in the summer of 1969, he is dead in the middle of a Senate race, and he's trying to follow in the footsteps of two of his brothers, John Kennedy, aka Jack Kennedy, and Bobby Kennedy. Potential political bids. When he goes to celebrate with some people, and Rooney Mara plays a young lady who gets in a car with him after drinking quite a bit. He kind of loses control, and they get in a severe car accident. Somehow he escapes this upside down, overturned vehicle, but Rooney Mara's character is submerged. Assuming that she has died, he kind of flees the scene, and he's trying to decide what to do. There's no cell phones, but he finds solace in his cousin, who's like a brother, and his lawyer. He's got two lawyers right there, his best friends. According to the tale of this film, Ted Kennedy made some pretty severe bad decisions, as moral decisions. But if you've watched and you've heard anything about Ted Kennedy, he obviously made a bid for the 11 years later for the 1980 presidential bid. He was never, really imprisoned per se, and he led a very, very long life. This film does not really paint a positive portrayal of this man. It kind of, I don't like spoiling movies, but when you find out potentially what happened to this young lady, it makes you really, really think, wow, this guy is a real jerk. He's like the one Kennedy that nobody likes. Bruce Dern plays his father in more of a supporting role, and very, very interesting portrayal of this man. Thumbs up to Bruce Dern. Very stirring. Jason Clarke, who plays Ted Kennedy, is great. He's transformative. He doesn't necessarily look like Ted Kennedy, but in everyday life. But wow, you could tell he is very transformative. Ed is really good as his brother, Jim Gaffigan. In a dramatic role. Ed Helms, they give pretty good performances, known as more of a comedic actors. It's hard to tell because there's quite a bit of these sequences in this film. There's not a ton of people to give credit to it, unless he wrote it in a book. This is what really happened subsequently, after maybe time has elapsed. So you have to kind of just go with the punches and assume that they're telling the truth. But there's a lot of sequences where it's just him by himself doing actions, or he's with his cousin and best friend. So it's kind of hard to differentiate whether or not it's on the up and up, but maybe it's just an assumed thing. According to this movie, Ted Kennedy was a real piece of crap. I think it's shot really well. I think really good pacing. It's a slow burn. Not a lot of people in my crowd, but I talked to two ladies that were in my crowd, and we kind of came to the same summation that there's a lot of things in this movie that are hard to verify. But it was enjoyable. It was well done. I give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in slow build dramas, kind of mystery, you might want to check it out. Kind of like a Mystic River feel in a sense. I'd love to know what you guys think of this movie. If you have a recommendation for another movie to watch, please let me know. Leave a comment. I love talking to people about movies. I'm obsessed. Thanks so much for watching. I wish you all the best, and let's talk movies.